Today, I'm going to teach you how to do the AMan technique for helping you learn your proportions. We're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heads to measure our proportions. This is the heroic proportions for a human body. So I could teach you the standard way of going about this, doing an oval for a head and then throwing in more ovals as you go down. But what I'm going to show you is a way that you can draw a simple character and use that to start learning how to do proportions. You want to be able to do that because trying to learn muscle groupings while you're learning proportions is a little bit harder. Just having something that you can practice your proportions on is going to be a lot more effective than doing everything, because what you really want to do is you want to be able to see where things are lining up. So here, I'm just going to start. And oh, I'm sorry, the technique I'm going to show you is called the AMan. The AMan is our special technique. And I'm going to draw my head. I just have something to start with. That is my basic unit of measurement for everything else we're going to do. Okay, the AMan is going to start about there. Okay, very simple. What you do is draw a letter A to begin with. Drawing a capital letter A here. And if you notice where it says wrist, this is also kind of the groin area. That's going to come all the way down here. And now we have the neck. Okay. And here are the feet. Right there. Is this a letter A? It is in fact a letter A. Let's draw this right here. And now you can see there's a letter A right there. Okay, so I'm going to draw, here's the wrist, so the hands are going to be about right there. Take this up, about the shoulder. Now I have my character, the AMan, right there. This is only meant to be something that we use to work on our proportions, to work on a general, what do you call them, roadmap, signpost for our anatomy. But I don't feel like it's, I can say it enough that you always got to work on your fundamentals as an artist. The more you work on your fundamentals, the better you're going to get. And advanced drawing techniques aren't something you need to worry about. Just make sure your fundamentals are good. That's the most important thing. And so sometimes I think what happens is that when we look at how to learn to draw characters, it's not always simplified enough. And this is why the AMan is so important. The AMan is very simple. I can draw him very quick. And the quickness that I draw him with is going to help me get better, faster, working on my proportions. Couple half circles here. All right, that's our AMan. Eventually, what you want to turn this into, so here we go. We got a character here. One of my characters, Barack. And Barack would be like, what you're aiming towards is being able to eventually do these in proportion as well. And you're going to need to go through a couple iterations of the AMan. The first one is the most basic, but all it's meant to do is give you the general guides of where things go. But what you're going to do eventually is that's going to help you know that when you're drawing in these muscle parts, kind of you're going to make sure everything's proportioned well, because if you don't have things proportioned well, it's not going to look good. It's never going to look right. Then, let's say that we want to, some point we want to start moving our AMan around. We're going to want to still make sure that we have the same proportions. We could actually move him around. I'm still just drawing an A. Right, so got just an A here, being a little bit more bendy with him. Okay, then I would just take my head and make sure that everything is still working out. Now, I can already tell this right leg here is off because it's not long enough. So how long is this going to be? Well, I have to move up my crotch here. It goes up more. Okay, that's the first thing. The leg is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 in total, 4 heads long. Okay, this one is not 4 heads, it's maybe 1 head. So we're going to have to lengthen that up. So okay, so we then just take our fingers, we just use our fingers. And oh, by the way, here's my knee. Here's my knee. When I take it, here's two heads length. This is 1, 2 heads. So let's try to measure that out, see how that's coming out. And this, it also comes out to being about 2 heads length, as I'm just using this measuring. So I'm using the measuring with my fingers as I'm moving through. And it says I'm using the head. All I have to do is how big is the head? It's this big. And then I can put the measurements in other areas. So for the shoulder, you want to count from the shoulder. It's going to be 1 head. And so actually that comes to about right there. So I'm going to have to remove this. See this? Now then, here I've put this here. If I wanted to, I could even just move it around a little more, but let's see here, 1 head, 2 heads. So the bicep area is basically 1 head. The forearm totals is a 2nd head. So here, let's see here, how's this doing? So this is correct. Now, this looks a little bit funky here because this is really just about foreshortening. And I'm not really covering this one with the AMan. But here I've got my correct proportions as far as length goes. And I'm really only working on length with the AMan right now. So what I would suggest is that you practice on this and do a few of these. shapes to it. Get used to your AMan. He doesn't have to be perfect. You know, it's just got to be useful. It's just got to be useful to you. Just helping you learn. Help you learn your proportion here. And so don't think this is a quick trick on how to draw. I'm not trying to give you like a quick trick on how to draw. And eventually what you'll move on to is doing, you know, like this. And when you get into the part where you're drawing other parts of the anatomy and you're fitting the puzzle together, there are going to be techniques and tricks for that as well, for how to figure out just how everything goes, how it looks. Here, kind of do like a W here for the chest right here. So this is what you're going to be building towards, where you can just you'll be able to quickly construct characters but you're going to have your proportions a little bit more right. And then we'll have those heroic proportions, of course, and heroic shapes and more cartoony shapes as well. And also we'll figure out how the bones fit into all this and the muscles and how they attach. And I'll also, the next time what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to figure out the placement of anatomy for the face. We're gonna use a technique called square face. You've heard of square space, now you'll have square face. And I'll teach that in the next one. But as you can see, once you start getting, the real aim here is not the AMan. The AMan is a step in the direction we want to go in. And what we really want is we want to get to the point where we're actually able to draw our characters with, you know, whatever muscle or anatomy or anything we need, but do it in proportion. But this is for you guys. Look, you guys just can refer to this anytime you want to, where you guys will be able to get it, and you can kind of play back if you want to. But it's pretty easy. You want to draw a character, first draw a letter A. Picture the letter A. Draw a head. Draw an arm. Draw your feet. And now you've got an AMan. That leads to that, which hopefully will end up leading to something like that. All right, talk to you guys soon.